The Israelites, when they thought about Abraham, they thought about the privilege of sonship. This is why the circumcision was not for females. Is it that females were not going to be part of the covenant nation? Of course, females are part of it. But the male gender was used as a symbol of what? Sonship. And that thing called sonship is an office in the spirit. As many as believe, to them he gave power to become what? Sons of God. It's an office in the spirit. Hebrews, I think it's chapter 2 now, the Bible says that when God made man, he promised that everything will be under his feet. But we do not yet see that everything is under his feet. But he says we see Jesus. Because the matters there in Adam, first Adam and the last Adam, is matters of what? Sonship. So that's why he uses the male gender. So the circumcision of the male was an invitation to be sons of the Most High. That's why it's not the female gender. So whenever they wanted to brag about being sons of Abraham, what they were actually bragging about is that we are the privileged children of God. God chose our father, and the implication of God choosing our father is that we are special. That's why they look down on other people. You know God. We have the privilege. And this is why you need to realize, as beautiful as material prosperity is, it is not the blessing. The blessing is access to your Father. That's the blessing. Access to your Father is the blessing. That is what the Jews were claiming. We know God. God is our privileged right. Look at what Jesus said. He said, ye Samaritans worship who you do not what? But we Jews, we worship the one whom we know. God is our right. We have privileged access to God by reason of the covenant of circumcision. That's what they claimed. It was sonship. And this is why the blessing of Abraham for the Gentile is that you that is not qualified to be a son, you are now justified by faith. And you can now partake in the same inheritance that a Jew will partake in, even though you are a Gentile. So the Bible uses a word. It says we have been engrafted. And we've been made partakers of the commonwealth of Israel. What's the commonwealth of Israel? Sonship. Are you with me? These teachings are important so that if God has sovereignly designed that you will be wealthy, wealth will not steal your soul. And if God has so sovereignly designed that you will just have your needs met, the lack of wealth will not cripple your soul. You will never be disadvantaged, whatever spectrum you find yourself, because you understand that my greatest wealth is that I'm a son. And what is the benefit of being a son? I have access to my father. Look at Jacob. When Jacob was leaving the house of Laban, go and read it. Don't believe me, just go and read it. The Bible says he left with cattle, he left with camel, he left with anything you can think of. One Bible scholar converted the things Jacob left Laban's house with into dollars. Yes, he did the calculation and converted it into dollars. Jacob left Laban's house a multi-billionaire. He was rich. And yet the angel of the Lord appeared to him and was wrestling with him. And he cried out, I won't let you go unless what? What blessing was he looking for? What you call a blessing is, God bless me with husband. He had wife. Not one, no. He had 2 legal ones and 2 illegal ones. He had sons. Okay, they say you must get girl. You get one. Is it not one Jacob had? Yeah, Dinah, one. He had one. Katu, Boku. servants everywhere. Was a big boy. But when John go mature, he said, I will not let you go unless you bless me. Then let's go back. The angel now looks at him and says, what is your name? He says, Jacob, thief, liar, slanderer, usurper. That is the initiating point of everyone who has not come to know Jesus. And he says, from today, your name will no longer be called Jacob. Your name shall be called Israel. Why? As a prince, he moved from being a man to becoming the son of a king. As a prince, you have wrestled with men and with God. And you have what? Prevailed. What is the thing about a prince? A prince can walk into the bed chamber of the king anytime. The blessing is what? Access. Are you with me? Access. And that's why matters that we are discussing in church tonight are critical, because the question then becomes, what have you done with your access? But the average Christian despises access. Even though I'm a son, if I don't have money, I'm a failure. Even though I'm a daughter, if I'm not yet married, I'm a failure. The blessing is access. You can do with that access beyond your wildest imagination. This is how men are separated in our ranks. When you meet two Christians, and you are wondering why this one is like this and the other one is like that, the matter is what they have done with their circumcision. Because every one of us is circumcised, and what circumcision does for you is that it provides you access. You become part of the Commonwealth of Israel. You can now call God Abba. The question is, what will you do with that access?